that day. But yeah, I thought this run was adequate. I would more prefer him based on his first run when he was third behind Morris Dancer, who's obviously gone on to beat subsequent Solario Stakes winner. A bit of spirit, but I thought that he definitely set the standard, and there he is on the way to post.
Still learning, I think, isn't he?
Yeah.
That Morris Dancer form is very good, isn't it, as you say. He was beaten 5 3/4 lengths there, and I think you're right, he was quite one-paced in the closing stages, but there could be more to come from him. I thought he was a bit green when he first was put under pressure, so I'm anticipating a bit of a step forward. Could he be vulnerable to a useful newcomer? It's possible, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fabron, we got to look at him in the Parade Ring. He was an expensive yearling.
Yeah, it looked a lovely type, as you'd expect, having to cost 475,000 guineas as a yearling. My only thing with him would be that his dam didn't make a debut until 3, and whether he's kind of ready to go as a 2-year-old would be the only question mark. But the stable are obviously going well, especially with the 2-year-olds this season. They're 15 from 44, a 34% strike rate with 2-year-olds so far this season. So yeah, you can see why he's well supported, and from the paddock shots, looked a nice type.
Yeah, we're just focusing on Commanding Officer, getting down to the start, and to James Doyle. Quick word on Fahidi. We touched on him at the top of the show, but 6th at Sandown on debut. What did you make of that?
I thought it was okay, beaten 7 3/4 lengths that day by Publish. Obviously, Catullus has won his next start, and I think the 3rd, 4th and 5th have all been beaten since, though, to raise ever so slight question marks around the form. Was outpaced over 7 furlongs. A step up to a trip would suit, but is a lot shorter than I expected to be when I was looking at this morning.
About a 4-1 shot on the exchanges at the moment. Fabron's quite strong, 6-4, 3-1. Commanding Officer for Fahidi 7-2. It is 6-1. Galilean Quality, so there's a bit of money around for that one. For Carl Burke and Clifford Lee, it's a debutant. Celeste Rack is 10s, 22-1. And bigger the rest. Galilean Quality, an interesting mover, but the favourite is Fabron, 6-4, Graham.
Thank you, Angus. Thank you, Steve. Welcome back to Haydock, everyone. Yeah, lively market, strong move for number 4, Fabron, Sylvester de Souza and the Crisfords. If you like your trends here, you'll be aware that Charlie Appleby has won the last 4 renewals of this. And if you go back to 2017, the Revenant won this when he was trained by Hugo Palmer, went on to be a high-quality mudlark in France, so he can throw up a good horse, and this horse is bred to be pretty good. Side on, you can see that he's a bonny looker, good topped, really relaxed. He's taking the preliminaries very well. My only slight reservation is if they dawdle, this fella is going to be a middle distance horse in due course. There's no question about that. You look at the pedigree, By Sea the Stars, all sorts of middle distance quality on the female half of his pedigree. So if you can win this first time out, he's probably a useful prospect. The market tells you that he's going to run a bowl race. Commanding Officer has eased out to 3-1. Fahidi is solid at 4-1. Money for Galilean Quality at 13-2. Let's deal with them one by one. Like Steve, I think Commanding Officer is a bit of a galloper. Nothing against him, but he hasn't shown much of a turn of foot. 3rd here, 4th at York, both over slightly shorter. He should be suited by this step up in distance. James Doyle rides. James looking for a winner before he takes the big ride on Lazat in the Sprint Cup this weekend. I quite like the look of Fahidi to run well here. It wasn't so much his finishing position in that strong Sandown race won by Publisher. It was the way he travelled. He travelled up quite nicely for 75 to 80% of that race, and then he just got tired late on. I would anticipate a fair amount of improvement from Fahidi. 95 grand, son of Australia. 2nd and 3rd from the Sandown race won by Publisher, entered here at the weekend, have polished that form. So he was in a good race last time. This may, in comparative terms, be a small step down in class. Galilean Quality has some quality physically. 200 grand, son of Teofilo. Carl Burke's record with his juveniles this season is terrific. Quick line on Salastarak, 115 grand, son of Zarak. Didn't show much first time behind Glacius at Newmarket. On his debut at Newmarket. He was only beaten 4 1/4 lengths, but that was a sit sprint. And I'm just not sure how much we can detect from that promise. Nearly all in. The rank outsider, I think, is their Red Rifle. I think he's about 400 to 1. The old muffed punt partnership. You'll all recall Showtime Mahomes. They obviously have a big NFL connection. Red Rifle, Andy Dalton, veteran quarterback. Good luck to the muffed punt partnership. But he's a massive price, and the market is dominated by Faberon, Commanding Officer, and Fahidi. Nearly all in for race 2 with Richard Hoyles.
Thanks, Graham. Yep, 2 to go forward. Red Rifle and the circling Galilean Quality. Actually, a bunch of trainers that generally have had a good season with their 2-year-olds here. Particularly, obviously, Carl Burke with 44 successes. But in recent weeks, Simon A. Crisfords have picked up. Charlie Appleby, obviously, with a 29 to his name as well.